Top 10 Best TV Shows to Watch Right Now 2023. Dear Edward. Based on the best-selling book by Ann Napolitano, Apple's Dear Edward borders on Lifetime TV territory but ultimately falls to the right side of that line, thanks in no small part to a host performance by Connie Britton. The actor plays a man's widow who died in a plane crash that killed all the passengers except for a prepubescent boy, Edward, who becomes the focus of the fears, hopes, and paranoia surrounding the tragedy. Are we some kind of modern-day suds for the show, nonetheless, or perhaps because of it, it's oddly compelling? Chloe Shamma. Stonehouse. BritBox fights back with a steady selection of great British TV that you won't find anywhere else. Sherwood was one of the best shows of 2022, and Stonehouse, a sly, dark and funny take on a bizarre episode of 1970s British politics, is a cheesy, expertly acted treat. The draw here is Matthew Macfadyen, on loan from Succession, playing John Stonehouse, a Labour MP who fakes his own death to avoid a spy scandal and flees to Australia. Macfadyen in Stonehouse combines buffoonery with sociopathic cruelty, severely abuses his wife, Keely Hawes, Macfadyen's real-life wife, and reinforces her bad behavior on the road to near redemption. In just 3 episodes, this is selfless, energetic, and effortless entertainment. Taylor Antrim. Fauda Season 4. The 4th season of this Israeli action drama on Netflix is absolutely relentless, filled with nerve-wracking handheld sequences that are as stressful as anything this series has delivered to date. Hidden among the Palestinians to root out terrorist plots, he has staunch supporters as well as ardent critics who call Israeli serial propaganda. Ask tough questions about the occupation and engage us with their bearded, rugged, handsome Israeli heroes. T. Sky Rojo. The success of Alex Pina's Money Heist has given him free rein to bring his elegant sense of violence, crime, and sex to other projects, and Sky Rojo is Pina in overdrive. The Spanish series follows a trio of sex workers in the Canary Islands, on the run from their pimp and using everything at their disposal to stay out of his clutches. It's fun and action-packed, but it spends a lot of time making these women into more interesting characters than you'd expect given the compact running times, typically 30 minutes or less per episode. It's not for everyone, but it really is for the people it's intended for. Season 3 was released in January 2023. Vikings, Valhalla. The Norsemen and Norsemen from Vikings, history's most popular action-packed historical drama, have made their way to Netflix for Vikings, Valhalla, a sequel series covering the coming era of Viking rule. Recast and set a century after the original show, Valhalla follows the journey of Leif Erikson, Sam Corlett, who became the first European, along with his sister Freydis, Frida Gustafsson, and Harald Hardrada, Leo Suter, who tried and failed and managed to ascend the English throne. So yes, this show builds towards the end of the Viking Age. If you enjoyed the clashing swords and sexy bearded warriors of the original Vikings, then you should definitely check this out because it's more of the same. Alice in Borderland. Alice in Borderland, adapted from the manga series of the same name, follows Arisu, Kento Yamazaki, as she suddenly finds herself in an alternate Tokyo where most of the people have disappeared. He has no idea what happened, but he must enter the mysterious competitions to win visas that will avoid his execution. Along the way, his paths cross with Usagi Tautsuchiya, a rock climber who becomes Arisu's partner, to find out what's going on. Emily in Paris. Emily in Paris, and you have to say that, how it rhymes, haunts the dreams of real Parisians and is back on the streets of Paris as a colorfully dressed cryptid of sorts. Netflix's greatest original comedy isn't their best show, but it's undeniably distinctive and addictive, thanks to an entertaining performance from Lily Collins and creator Darren Starr's knack for suds, which he first hits in Sex and the City brought point. From scratch. Zoe Saldana stars in this limited romantic drama series, a rare non-action role for the Avengers and Avatar star who frequently paints her body. Cast list: found some time to take a trip to Sicily and fall in love with a chef in this adaptation of a Tim Bylot memoir. Maggie Fremont wrote in her review of the show. But if you're a little fan of the genre, you'll be delighted. Copenhagen Cowboy. Idiosyncratic director Nicholas Winding Refn, Drive, the Neon Demon, returns to his local Denmark after a decade in America with this noir series. It follows a taciturn, supernaturally talented younger girl named Mio, Angela Bundelovic, as she is going on a revenge assignment via Copenhagen's violent, neon-lit underworld. Refn is an unprecedented modern filmmaker who is inclined to take real creative dangers that once in a while do not repay, however, are continually distinctive. Even while he fails in a fashion all his own. This is set as non-business a venture as Netflix does anymore, so it is really well worth looking simply as something one of a kind at an increasing number of homogenous streaming service. Though it is now no longer as bizarre as his preceding display, Amazon's honestly off-the-wall Too Old to Die Young. The slow-paced and self-consciously arty display isn't always for everyone, however if it's far for you, it is honestly for you. The Midnight Club. Prolific writer, director, and producer Mike Flanagan's latest horror drama is an adaptation of the highly acclaimed young adult novels of the 1990s by author Christopher Pike. It follows a group of terminally ill teenagers in a youth hospice who meet every night at midnight to tell scary stories. And unsurprisingly, the Victorian mansion that houses the workhouse is haunted. The series features Flanagan's signature blend of deep and emotionally heavy character drama and hair-raising horror. No one does it like him.